The NCAA indoor meet is finally here, and that means we will crown a brand new national champion. The Arkansas Razorbacks won it all in 2023, behind Britton Wilson, running the fastest 400 ever recorded by a woman in college, either indoors or outdoors. In fact, Arkansas has won 3 of the last 4 indoor titles, and in case you weren't paying attention, they're ranked number 1 again in the nation, heading into the NCAA meet. They literally have the 4 fastest 400-meter runners in the entire nation. And no, Shawnee Jackson isn't one of them. And remember, Britton Wilson isn't in college anymore. I'm not making this up. So we basically already know who's gonna win the 4x4 from wire to wire. But hey, we still have to run the races, don't we? If you watch my channel, then you know that I've gone on record to say that college track and field is pretty broken when it comes to crowning a national champion. We don't actually let the teams face off. We just give a trophy to whichever program has the most Olympic caliber athletes on the day. The truth is that track and field is a team sport at the college level. And if you don't believe me, just consider that they hand out team championship trophies at every conference meet and again at the national level. If you are a college coach and you want to keep your job, then you have to win meets. And you can't do that without scoring points. It's really that simple. That is why Arkansas grabbed all the really fast women that they could. So since nobody really cared that much about determining who had the best team, I took it upon myself to go and rank them all. Because believe it or not, we have all the data we could ever need to answer that question for every single team in Division I. So I created a team net rating system for college track and field. And I've even released the team rankings for all the men's teams already on my website. It's similar to the metric RPI in college basketball, which rates teams based off of who did you play and who did you beat. And it helps seed all the teams in March Madness, regardless of what conference they're in. So if it's good enough for them, then it's good enough for me. Because it's really not that hard to figure out who has the best team, if you ask the right questions. I could tell you how I do it. You take conference, regional, and national ranking indexes and mix it together with a whole bunch of math and some professional judgment. But I'm sure you really don't care about that, so I won't bore you. So here is a breakdown of the top women's track and field teams in all of Division I, if we actually cared who had the best team, from top to bottom. And you will notice something about this list, that one conference in particular will shock the world by proving they are way better than most people realize. Because college track and field, above all else, is a team sport. And there are some schools right now with a very large trophy case to prove it. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. I don't have time to break down all the crazy things that using a net rating system actually points out. I could tell you that Missouri, out of the SEC, is apparently the worst team in any of the 4 major conferences, or that the Patriot League and the Summit League both have 2 teams ranked just outside the top 25. But I guess I just did. Instead, I'm going to focus on the teams that did crack the top 25. Because let's be honest, in the NCAA, that's all that really matters anyway. Starting off with the conference breakdown, there are 3 teams from the Big Ten, 4 from the Big 12, and 4 more from what's about to be the end of the Pac-12. But none of that really matters when you realize that 8 teams in total from the SEC conference cracked the top 25. Which is why Missouri being so bad stands out so much. Simply put, a lot of the most talented women end up on the same teams in the same conferences. Which actually makes sense, because women's track and field has 30% more scholarships than they give for the men. But what I didn't expect is that the ACC only has 2 teams that cracked the top 25. In fact, they were the only 2 to land inside the top 40. That does mean their conference is clearly overrated, but Stanford joining them next year is clearly going to help. The only other teams to make the top 25 from a conference I didn't just mention are as follows. UConn out of the Big East landed at number 20, proving that they can do way more than just play basketball. And Northern Arizona did what they do, running past everyone in the Big Sky Conference. But making this list is proof that they're not just a distance program anymore. Yet the Ivy League showed that they don't need scholarships to recruit the absolute best in the entire nation. Harvard University cracked the top 10, and that means that Maya Ramsden clearly has a lot of help. in just about every event, whether or not you realize it. And ironically, they got knocked off at their conference meet by UPenn, who came in at 15. They're led by Isabella Whitaker in the 400. The fact that Princeton also beat Harvard at the Ivy League meet and also came in at 29th is proof that if you actually let the teams compete, some upsets will happen. And all that brings me now to the top 5, the teams that are really the best of the best. Number 5 goes to the Florida Gators, who have Parker Valby and a whole bunch of other talented ladies to battle it out in the SEC. And number 4 goes to the Oregon Ducks, who are deep across the board, but could actually steal the 60-meter dash behind Jaden Mays in that event. But the number 3 spot goes to BYU, now of the Big 12, because they are deep in just about every event. But the number 2 spot goes to Texas Tech, also of the Big 12. They figured out how to get 3 women on the starting list for the NCAA championship meet in the 60-meter dash alone. They didn't even finish in the top 20 at the NCAA indoor or outdoor meets in 2023. But trust me, nobody in the nation wants to see the Lady Red Raiders one-on-one in a dual meet. Yet the number 1 team in the nation is the same one that I would have guessed before I ever even ran the numbers. The Ladies of Arkansas are the number 1 team in all of Division I, again, from top to bottom. And that is why they only recruit the absolute best. I didn't say the best in the nation. I just said the best in the entire world. That is why you don't even see them that much on my national recruit ranking list. They dig up Olympic caliber talent from anywhere they can find it and turn them into Razorbacks. That is how Shawnee Jackson, who was the best all-around sprinter in the recruitment class of 2023, is now not even slated to run the 4x4 for her college team. But they clearly deserve to win the NCAA indoor meet. And if you ask me, I hope they pull it off. But March Madness is so much fun because schools from every conference get to compete. But we don't do that in college track and field. We let the teams battle it out all season and then send them to conference meets where they compete for a team title. We rank those teams against one of 9 regions across the entire NCAA. But those rankings literally qualify you for nothing, and then select the 16 best Olympic caliber athletes, regardless of what uniform you wear, and send them to a national championship meet. But athletes and coaches know that this is a team sport. It's why they hand out trophies to begin with. And every team on this list has proven that they have figured it out better than everyone else. SCA track and field gear is here. Fast is a lifestyle, and what you wear should reflect that. Order yours at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.